Welcome back to the Sports Edge podcast. I'm your host and Commissioner Dan Stanzik. Thrilled once again to be joined by Justin the Guru Eisner for another year of hijinks and analysis. Guru, thank you for joining me. We, of course, need to start with the most pressing matter at hand. Have you finished reading my book? A month or so ago, you told me your goal is to be... Okay, you told me a month or so ago your goal is to be done before the podcast. I have now done 2 episodes without you. Yep. Were you still trying to finish the book in those 2 weeks? Is that why you were absent?
I wish that were true, but I read the book. I finished the book. You are now on a very elite list of books that I finished. I did not need the 2 extra weeks. I finished probably a month ago, I would say. Okay. Just kind of piecemealed my way through it. But
okay, no text, no I finished your book, here are my thoughts, favorite chapters, nothing. Crickets.
I thought maybe we would talk about it on the pod.
Okay. Very good. All right. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I would say the most interesting one to me, I think, was the Nadal one.
Love that one.
Yeah, I was sort of
weird tournament.
Didn't sort of realize how heavy that was in that for the French. But I mean, obviously I knew how good he was at the French Open, but I didn't realize it was so heavily skewed. So that was a particularly interesting chapter for me.
For those that don't know, I legitimately did not know that Roland Garros, 1, was a person, and 2, had nothing to do with tennis, was just a French aviator. Shocking. But I digress.
Classic French.
Any thoughts on the 2 pods I did without you before we dive into the week 2 recap here?
So I did a great job. I'm sorry to all of our dozens of fans that I missed twice. We're getting
dozen would be pushing it.
Yeah, a dozen-ish. We're getting in the swing of things here. School started, sports started, but we're on a normal calendar now. I kind of was hoping I lost because now it looks like I didn't come on until I won. But I was planning to be on no matter what. I feel much better about being on every Wednesday. Like Dan said last week, we got a pretty regular time going now. So, you did a great job. Great job.
Do we like the new Open? No one's commented on the new Open. It took me like 3 hours to put it together using this Adobe software, After Effects.
I liked it. I got to tell you though, I got a little jealous. Like I thought maybe everyone else was going to be on instead of me. I saw the people. It was just you and me.
They're zooming in and out. There's a lot going on. It's like
we got this fancy software. I feel like
we're big time. We're big time. Yeah. I mean, you're basically on the Adam Schefter podcast right now. Even though you got inside scoop on the Adam Schefter podcast a few weeks ago about Brian Robinson Jr. Not a lot of people get that kind of access. I was watching the trade go down in real time and texting you the updates.
I wish it was better news. It was terrible news at the time. I was not happy. So to everyone thinking I got an inside advantage, I did not. It was just me getting upset earlier than I would have.
That's all it is. All right, we've delayed the inevitable too long. Let's dive right into the week 2 recap. And we got to start with the matchup between us. The Guru's Man Rockets, that's you guys. You beat my guys, the Stanzics, 121-105. We are not even going to address the ridiculous Cedric Tillman touchdown that went your way. We'll just leave that to the side. If people saw that, great. You know what I'm talking about. If you didn't, don't worry about it. Didn't factor in this matchup, but you got one of the trashiest touchdowns of all time. Commish made a critical mistake. I started Justin Fields, a quarterback. He got injured. Kind of excuses away. He had like a dreadful 4-point performance. He didn't really play the 4th quarter, but it wasn't going to help him anyway. He was terrible. Even if he stayed healthy, it was going to be a miserable day for him. Had I started either Patrick Mahomes or Drake May at quarterback, I would have won this week. And perhaps that could be some foreshadowing to Dud of the Week, which we will get to. Stud of the Week, Dud of the Week. We're going to get to the Guru's Garage. We got all the bells and whistles for you guys now that we're back together. You also changed quarterbacks in week 2, and it almost cost you. Bo Nix, your prized offseason acquisition, relegated to the bench in week 2 in favor of Kyler Murray. Bo Nix goes out and outscores Kyler by 10, almost cost you the game. Let's hear your rationale.
Murray was home. Nix was on the road. Thought the floor for Murray was probably higher than the floor for Nix. He didn't look good the week before. To be honest, if I knew I could get Kyler Murray in the draft, I might not have pushed so hard to get a quarterback in the offseason. I do like Kyler Murray. I've always liked Kyler Murray. As you know, you traded him to me once.
Could add Patrick Mahomes in the offseason too.
Classic. I mean, Dan, this is a classic when you have 2, or in your case, 3 quarterbacks. You have none. You have none. So I wrote, look for more poor decision making throughout this as the season continues. I think this is going to be a trend for you and I.
Oh, the truth hurts. The truth hurts. Oh my goodness. All right, matchup number 2 here. Sale Seas gave Bowers Castle a full physical examination, roughed him up 103-84. In the preseason, I had Sale Seas as a top 4 team in the league. What do you make of that assessment?
Yeah. So I definitely agreed with it at the time. I remember listening and then checking it out and being like, I think you're right. But I will say I'm a little worried now. I don't know if you would change your take on that team, but
What,
you know,
Brock Purdy to Caleb Williams? Is that what
so
has you
that's
worried?
part of it. That's part of it. Brian Thomas Jr. kind of struggling with Trevor Lawrence at quarterback. Hampton, who I really love, we all liked, but like he's not really breaking out yet. Now he's a rookie; he might still do that, right? But it hasn't happened yet. Like you said, I wrote, I don't see a quarterback here. I'm not 100% sure. Williams looked good this week, but and then is Mark Andrews still a startable tight end these days? I don't know. So I think there's a lot of question marks. I agreed with you when you made that take, but now I'm like not 100% sure.
I was a little delayed with this recording because I was finishing editing the Bill Barnwell show, another show that I produce now for the Worldwide Leader in Sports. We had Mike Clay on,
Yeah,
ESPN fantasy analyst, and they literally talked about not being worried about Brian Thomas Jr. and not being worried about Omarion Hampton. So,
right.
Kess, great news from people who know
That
what
is
they're
good
talking
news.
about a little more than the Guru and I know what we're
Correct.
talking
I'm a
about.
big Mike Clay guy. I like
So,
Mike Clay. So if he
yeah,
said that,
great
I'm
guy.
on board. I'm back in.
Younger than I thought. Just turned 40. He's basically our age.
Oh, he is
I thought he was at least like 45, but
Yeah, he seems like an older guy, but yeah, just
big
very
surprise. Mike Clay, my guy, my new guy. So
cool.
you
Tell
know,
him I said what's up.
yeah, I'm sure he'll love that. So good news for Kaz. I still think Kaz is a top four team. Lot of talent there. Puka Nakua, one of the best players in the league. Moving on, Destiny's Child proved to be no match for the Bills, and the Allen Bros, winning 127 to 101. How much do you think the Joe Burrow injury affects the champs? And feel free to address me referring to Hath as a champs because it's the first time you're hearing it and are able to respond. It still doesn't like
I'm gonna drink.
roll off the tongue, but it's we try to be accurate on this. Keyword, we try to be accurate, and that's accurate. Hath is a champs. So how does that sound first of all, and then how do you think the Burrow injury is going to affect?
Yeah. First of all,
Hath's team?
I took a solid sip of alcohol. I then sort of squirmed a little bit because it just didn't feel right. It's like when you watch someone get kicked in the nuts on the TV, right? You got to like, it kind of hurt me. Don't
Yeah.
love it. Okay, hot take on this.
Please.
I think it might help him.
Interesting.
I kind of don't think there's a huge drop off from Mayfield to Mayfield from Burrow. And then he's now not in the position he's been in the past, making terrible, terrible decisions, which you and I both experienced this week, off making our own bad quarterback decisions. I kind of think it might make his week to week easier. Again, assuming Mayfield's healthy, but I don't know. I kind of like Baker.
I think Baker's likability is like through the roof. Like I don't think there's anyone out there that doesn't like Baker anymore. I think it was a little too much with all the commercials when he was with the Browns, and then he got cast aside. He was with the Panthers, he was with the Rams, and then this redemption tour. Like I think his likability has never been higher. I don't know if I'd go as far as agreeing with you, but it's certainly not like a dramatic, hey, you had a top four quarterback and now you're done situation for Half. Like Baker has been a top six guy, I think, the past 2 years. But as I mentioned with those pods, it's kind of hard to rely on the pocket passers because a lot of their points are just tied to touchdown passes. So it's hard to do that year over year over year. Baker has certainly done it the past years. Can he do it again this year? Who knows? But again, Hath would have been in that same situation with Burrow banking on a pocket passer putting up huge numbers again. So you could be right, Guru. You could be right. Matchup number 4, Gibbs me more outdueled the Honey Bijan Badgers, 153 to 126. High scoring matchup between those two. Robbie started last season 3-0, 4-1, and then the wheels kind of came off, missed the playoffs. Are you buying or selling the hot start for Robbie this time around?
Gives me more. I got buy on this one. I really, really like this team. Buying all day long. Dare I say, I think the early favorite.
Wow.
Could that be
I mean, they're currently number 1 in the standings based on points scored and being undefeated.
Yeah.
Early favorite.
Favorite, I think.
Okay.
I really like the roster. One thing I'll say just generally across the board, we'll talk about this maybe a little bit later. I feel like more than in years past, nobody has any depth on any team.
Yeah,
I feel like a lot of this is going to be who stays healthy. Like, if you're looking like, if that guy gets hurt, he's got nobody. But then look at anybody's roster, it's the same thing.
I look through all the benches, I'm like, oh, wow.
Everyone's bench stinks.
I'm like, you're right. That's your best take so far. Welcome back, Guru.
Yes. Come on.
Let's go.
What is that,
He's
1
back.
for 3, 1 for 4? I'll take that. You'll be writing a chapter about me being in the Hall of Fame with that batting average on the next book.
No depth in the league anymore.
Yeah, but I love this team. Love them. Bye.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm buying. I mean,
What?
Lamar's awesome. Jahmyr Gibbs is awesome. Tet McMillan's been okay. James Conner's always solid, but who knows? Roma Dunze, a little breakout maybe this year. I'm gonna say fool's gold again. I'll go the other way on this one.
Okay,
I'm not buying.
We'll
I don't know if I'm selling, but
we'll check back.
yeah, we'll mark this down. Robbie, if you're watching, mark this down. Guru supported you. The commish did not. Last matchup. We don't like talking about this, but the thrill of the chase successfully hunted down Hunter. I don't even know her. 120-93. What are your thoughts on Zanza's new team name? I kind of just barreled right through it there. Hunter. I don't even know her.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I love that joke, generally speaking. I feel like that joke plays a lot. So I like it. My only gripe is, like, is Travis Hunter worthy of a team name?
My first thought as I saw that is, like, of course, you're associating with Travis. He also has Hunter Henry. He's got 2 Hunters.
Does it matter?
Doesn't matter, but
okay.
I thought that was a nice tidbit
okay.
to add. So he's got 2 Hunters.
That makes it better. I didn't know that, but I do like it. I like it. I like that joke. I like
it makes me think more of, like, Pete now has Josh Allen and Braylon Allen, the Allen Bros. So there you go.
Yep.
Two for one job there. What is your favorite team name in the league?
Yeah, so I will say that. So I kind of I laugh every time I see Sal C's, just because whenever I see that, I think of Tom Amansky's, like, videos. Yes. I don't know Sal C. I understand the story.
Fred McGriff, the crime dog, yeah.
Yeah, when I see that, I think of the crime dog. I think of back-to-back-to-back AAU national champions. I think of the guys throwing the ball into the garbage can.
Into the garbage, yep.
So that always makes me laugh. So I kind of like that one. I also, like, I can't decide if I love naming teams after players. I'm kind of a, name on the front, not name on the back kind of guy. So I feel like, do you want to name him after? Then you feel, can you trade him? Does that, like, I don't know. I don't love that. So I like that Sal C's also isn't named after a team or a player. Excuse me.
What's funny is I was gonna say call me old school, but Sal C's was number 1 on my list too.
Okay.
I think it's the college nostalgia. It was our softball team name too, and it's all based on the shirt Kess wore. He must have had 6 of these shirts. He wore them all the time. It was like every day freshman years we got the Sal Chacho Memorial All Star shirt on again. So that became our team name for softball. Won the title. So Sal C's is great. I also like the Allen Bros, as I mentioned. I like Bowers' Castle, but it's hard to say.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
it's like bringing an English class. Where's the apostrophe go? I don't know.
It's tricky.
But I will say I had the Allen Bros too, because I liked the Allen use. But then I thought, like, could we be funnier than the Allen Bros? Like, could we use Allen and come up with something else? Like, I feel like maybe there's a different play on words there.
Like the Allen wrenches? What are you going for?
I thought about that. I don't know. That was 2 seconds of thinking, though. I had Allen wrenches also. Yeah.
maybe that is it. Maybe it's not. I don't know.
Maybe it is. I don't know.
All right, we'll go the other way. Which team name is most in need of a name change, in your opinion?
I wrote here, I think maybe we have to hold the mirror up here, Stanzik, for the podcast hosts. You and I don't know when the last time you or I have changed our names.
See, here's the thing. We used to change our names a lot. I kind of like having a name that sticks around for a while.
I do too.
So I'm not in the camp of you and I need to change ours, because ours are, like, evergreen, and they're very, like, our names are in them. Like, Guru is in yours, Stan is in mine, it's the Six. You can use a good team nickname too. Like, you could just be called the Man Rockets. I could just be called the Six.
Yeah.
So I kind of like ours. For me, I went with Gibbs Me More.
That's a good call too.
I think we got to update it. Jahmyr Gibbs, great player, worthy of having your team named after him. Another one that's just hard to say. Maybe that's just my issue with it.
But I do love the Britney Spears that we thought was Adam Lambert.
Yes, that was quite a reveal. That was quite a reveal on the podcast.
Big moment of the podcast.
And I think Robbie is still the leader in the clubhouse. Best appearance last year by a guest, which was early on in the season. So we'll see who gets the invite this year, and then 2 who can outdo Robbie.
Get your stories ready. We're gonna need some stories that live up to last year. It was a big year.
My goodness. All right, let's move to one of our favorite segments, the Stud and the Dud of the Week, which we used to do back in the Recplex to mock our friends, celebrate some others. We'll start with you, and normally you and I both have 2 of these. I will tell you right now, I only have 1 Stud of the Week and only 1 Dud of the Week. So if you have the same one, I don't care. We're just going to proceed on, but I will cede the floor to you. Who, in your opinion, is the Stud of the Week?
Okay, I'll let you go first next time, because full disclosure, Dog ate my homework. I only have 1 of each as well, as we usually
slacking. We're slacking already.
Slacked equally. So I'll go first, and you can go first in case we have the same one. My Stud of the Week was Roma Dunze. We talked about him earlier. Big week. Helped Robbie's team, who I, again, early favorite for me. put up the high score of the week, right? High score of the week. He put
Yep.
up 128, 2 touchdowns. So mine was Roma Dunze. Big and he was able to beat Walsh. I think was the highest scorer in a loss.
Yes.
So all
Yes.
those points mattered for Robbie.
So here is why we typically use two. We come up with two. Here's why. My stud of the week is Robbie's flex. He had James Conner,
Yeah.
Wandale
Yeah.
Robinson, and Roma Dunze. They averaged more than 21 points apiece this week. They were the difference, as you noted, in Robbie's win over Walsh. Now, when I say something like Robbie's flex to you,
Yeah.
you might immediately think, a little weak. Robbie, not exactly blessed with Popeye-sized arms. We talk about fantasy football on this podcast, but we like to broaden things out, talk about the managers in the league. So when, we mention Robbie's flex and biceps, I'm going to throw it to you this way. Surprise question. Who do you think in this league, of the 10 of us, could bench press the most? I think there's two clear tiers. So top of your mind, who do you got?
I feel like we've talked about this before on one of the podcasts.
We've talked about similar things. I don't know if we've necessarily done this. I know you and I are not going to be the correct answer.
No.
We are very much in the bottom.
I will
tier.
say though, Stantic, I'm on the creatine, so
Oh,
be careful. Been on the creatine for a while now.
Look at you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I might be moving up the tiers. I don't know.
Okay. There's
Uh,
only two tiers. There's only two, and you and I are both in the second tier.
Pete maybe is my first thought. Is
He's
that
a top
in
tier
your
guy.
top
He's a
tier?
top tier guy for me.
Yeah.
Definitely in college was pretty strong. I think he's slimmed out.
Yeah.
As he's gotten older, but it's
One
still
thing
in
with
the
the
top
bench
tier. I
press is
think.
he's got the long arms. It's a long way to go.
Yes. Yeah.
It's a long way to
Yeah.
go. I got the short. It's quick for me. It's quick. There's not much here. There's not much here. So that helps.
You
That
think
helps.
you're better than me? It's go time.
Yeah, exactly. He can lift a car 100 pounds straight over his head. So I'd probably say Pete.
Okay, I think our top tier. I have Pete Zans, who works out all the time.
Yeah.
Could be the right answer. Probably is the one that's working out the most. He might be the heavy favorite for me. I got Hoban and Kess in the top tier as well.
Okay.
Those four. The bottom tier, of course. I think Hath and Steve kind of in the middle, maybe. Who knows? And then me, you, Walsh, and Robbie are definitely in the back end of that one. Dud of the week. I will let you go first again.
You want to go again?
You go first again because mine needs some explanation. I need a little time.
Okay.
I don't think you're gonna have the same one, but if you do, that's fine. I can come over the top and still do
I
it
like that
again.
you went Robbie's flex, by the way, because I was also considering doing something like that. I loved how well, because I was looking at Wandale too. Okay. I went with Josh Allen.
Oh, interesting.
Okay, good. Different one. Great. He put up like 11 points. Pete loses, right? Despite the injury on Hath's side. That was like the worst case scenario. Like, so I'm a Jet fan, just like Pete is. You're playing the quarterback against the Jets. They get blown.
I started Justin Fields because of this reason. I figured.
We're gonna get to that.
Okay.
We're gonna get to that. That's coming up later.
Okay.
You play them against the Jets. You figure, the Jets are probably going to get killed, but whatever. I'll get my fantasy points. You get like the worst case scenario, right? The Jets get blown out. The game stinks, and
you
Allen
don't get
doesn't.
the points.
And Allen doesn't get any points. So couldn't be worst case. So I went with Josh Allen.
Okay. My dud of the week
Yeah.
is friend of the podcast, Patrick Hoban. We got to talk about what Hoban did with this lineup. It didn't end up costing him a win, but he set himself up for failure, and let me explain how he did that. You go to his... Oh, I got to pull it up again. I had it up. I was ready to go, and now I'm officially not prepared anymore. Here we go. Week 2, Bowers' Castle. Who's the best player in Hoban's team?
I'm trying to pull this up here.
Just top of your head. Who's the best player in his team?
Bowers?
Brock Bowers, the best player in his team, of course. So Brock Bowers was deemed questionable midweek. So Hoban did what he should have done. He put Tucker Kraft in at tight end, who's playing Thursday night. Tucker Kraft had a huge game. Great move, Hoban. However, here are the errors in your ways. Bowers is your best player. He was playing Monday night. If you want him in the lineup, you have to find a way to get him in the lineup. You can't just make that decision on Thursday and say, all right, Tucker Kraft is in, great, whatever. He also started Matthew Golden of the Packers in his flex. Matthew Golden played on Thursday. Terrible decision, 1, to play him, but 2, to put him in the flex. If you have a wide receiver or a running back that's playing on Thursday, put them in the wide receiver or the running back slot, and then it maintains your flex. Also, your flexibility for your roster later in the week. What he could have done is not played Golden, or if he played Golden, put him at wide receiver, whatever the case may be. And then as he's going into Monday night, you look at Hoban's bench. Who does he have? Oh, he has Nick Chubb. He could have had Nick Chubb in the lineup and then said, all right, if Bowers plays, I'll put Bowers in the flex and take Nick Chubb out. He had a guy on Monday who he could have put in the lineup waiting on the Bowers decision to get his best player in his lineup. Instead, he made the decision on Thursday, put Matthew Golden in his flex, and screwed it all up. Pro tip from a guy who's 0-2, if you have a guy playing on Thursday, put him in the actual position, not in the flex. Your thoughts?
My thoughts are you've been saying that for years.
I think it's fantasy 101. I don't understand why people don't do it. Like, yeah. I think people might think like, oh, hey, this wide receiver is better than this wide receiver. I got to put the better one in the wide receiver. They don't know that they're in the flex.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think there's a little, when you look at the matchup, you like to line up your guys. You like to line them up. But you're right. That's a fool's errand. Don't do that. Don't do that.
If you have a guy playing on Sunday night, put him in the flex.
That's
put
right.
the wide receiver that plays at 1 o'clock in wide receiver. If they, for whatever reason, they're not playing on Sunday night, you got to maintain flexibility.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it. Hoban, dud of the week.
Yeah.
Speaking of duds,
yeah,
we got a clunker that we're bringing into Guru's garage.
Yeah,
and that clunker are the Stanzics, managed by yours truly. 0-2, Guru. Let's take a look under the hood. Yeah. What do you see? What can we do? How can we improve this roster? How can we improve this team? What are your solutions? Get the Allen wrench ready. What do you got for me?
Good call back there. Well, I got to tell you, Dan, I feel a little bit like Tony the mechanic looking at Jerry's sub. Okay? What is
Tony? You thought we were only going to make one Seinfeld reference in this podcast. You guys are sad.
The over-under was 1.5. I hope everybody bet the over. I'm losing confidence in the driver, Dan. I'm losing confidence in the driver.
Oh, no.
Okay?
No.
The shift knob was loose. Did you even realize the shift knob was loose, Dan? You don't even know your car. You don't even know your car. How do you play a Jets quarterback, Dan?
Oh.
I'm a Jets fan. You can't play a Jets quarterback.
Can I explain my rationale?
I guess, but I don't know. I see Jets next to the name bench.
The Bills gave up 40 points the week before to Lamar Jackson. I think the Jets offense is a little Ravens light. You got Justin Fields, who plays a similar style to Lamar Jackson. So I figured, had a great week one, he could put up at least 25 points. And I had Patrick Mahomes going against the Eagles' vaunted defense, and it pissed off Jalen Carter. And I'm like, give me Justin Fields. Let's do this. And then he sucked. So poor decision by me. Continue.
Yeah. I mean, look, as somebody who made a poor quarterback decision, I understand that those are made. But when the quarterback plays for the Jets, you don't play the quarterback. That was sort of my takeaway there. So as Tony said to Jerry, it's going to be an entire overhaul. We're going to redo the engine. It's going to take a big commitment from you, Dan. It's going to take a big commitment from you. I don't know. I think we need to blow it up. I think we need to blow it up.
Already?
Yeah, so here's what I got. First of all, I don't love this Henderson character. I'm not a huge
man. Oh, boy.
Why does he have a random uppercase V in his name? I don't like him right away. I don't need the uppercase V. Get him out. Get him out.
We gotta have patience with these rookie running backs. We gotta have patience. You got RJ Harvey. We gotta have patience. Come on.
He's doing okay. Yeah. Okay. McCaffrey, Mahomes, Kelsey. I want them all on the block. I think we got.
Kelsey's on the block. That's for sure. Tyler Warren is the new tight end one in Stanzik land.
We alluded to this earlier, right? In past, we talked about make these pickups, move these guys from the bench. It is desolate out there. There's nothing to do.
True.
You look at your bench, like besides making the quarterback change, what do you do? But you look at anybody's bench, it's kind of the same thing. There's not like a big free agent move to make. So all that tells me is like, can we make some big splash of a trade? That's why I mentioned those three names. Can we move them all? Could maybe you go to cast for the struggling rookies? Could you maybe get one of those guys? We talked about it earlier. Unfortunately, you already told everybody that Mike Clay still likes him. Maybe we edit the podcast.
Edit that out, yeah. Send a trade offer before I publish this. Yeah.
Go for Hampton, maybe. I'll tell you another one I like. With Hoban, Eagles guy. How about A.J. Brown over there? How about maybe Chubb and Golden back this way? Golden struggling. Maybe he wakes up. Nick Chubb, I don't know. But A.J. Brown's not really doing anything. I don't know if I love A.J. Brown. What about Robbie's in the mix right now? Can we give him a piece? Can we go get Rashee Rice? He's
Ooh.
for a late run.
Ooh.
I don't know. Maybe
Interesting.
that. Similar. What about your boy? You're a Giants guy. What about Scatabo?
Okay.
Scatabo's not playing. I think you just got to find
Robbie's a Giants guy too, though. Robbie's a Giants guy too.
I know.
Yeah.
But Robbie's in it right now. Maybe we can take advantage of that. We could, not that you're out of it, but he's got a team, right now. But I don't know. If the Guru's Garage is going to be really difficult this year, I think it's going to be shoot the moon trades every time.
Like blow it up. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's going to be tough. But anyway, I've got the Saab. I might steal the car. I might not give it back, but the shift knob is loose, Dan. The shift knob is loose.
I was surprised to see this as I looked it up. This is now the 5th time that the Stan Zix, the franchise, has started 0-2. In the previous 4 instances, this manager driving the Saab has rallied to make the playoffs. So there could be some light at the end of the tunnel, but
it's
not
not
looking great. It's not looking.
It's 0-2, but I don't know. But I get, like we talked about, these rosters are interesting. I think for the first time in a while.
Yeah. Well, let's not waste any more time. Let's get right to our Week 3 preview.
Yep.
I'm going to read these matchups, a couple quick notes, and then I need you to pick the game of the week. I think there's an obvious answer, but some interesting matchups. We'll start with the Stan Zix versus Bowers Castle. That's 2 0-2 teams. That's your early season toilet bowl. Probably not your right answer. We got Destiny's Child against Sale Seas. That is a sangria special in the West Village with Kess and Hath. We have the Allen Bros versus the Thrill of the Chase. That's number 3 versus number 2 in the standings right now. Ding, ding, ding. That's where I'm leaning. We got Gives Me More versus Hunter. I don't even know her. That is former roommates between Zans and Robbie, high school classmates as well. Then we have the Gurus Man Rockets versus the Honey Bijan Badgers. Definitely, I think this is an intriguing matchup on paper between you guys. I have no lean as to which way this matchup's going to go. Also, this is apropos of nothing, Guru. There was a time, years ago, in this league where you and Walsh were the only 2 managers not living or working in the tri-state area, New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut. Walsh was down in North Carolina for a while. You were obviously in Denver. Everyone else was in the tri-state area. Guess how many states we currently have represented in the league right now?
It's got to be like 7.
It is 8.
I was close. I didn't go through it.
We have New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, which is actually Pete Allen lives in Pennsylvania.
Right.
Hoban lives in New Jersey, but he works in Philly, so he works from home, but Philly is where the office is. So he gives us New Jersey. Pete gives us Pennsylvania, Connecticut. Walsh is in Massachusetts. Curtis is in California. You're in Colorado, and Hathaway is now in North Carolina. 8 states, 10 managers, 8 states. That was a crazy diversion, and we've probably forgotten the matchups already. But the last thing I have on my list is you need to pick a game of the week.
Yep, I didn't forget him. I liked your pick. I went with, maybe this is just me just loving on Robbie the whole podcast, but I went with the Robbie Zans matchup.
That's a good matchup.
I like the Robbie Zans matchup. I like the old roommates, 2 really good teams, definite title contenders. It's a big kind of, put up or shut up for Robbie, right? If you're saying maybe he's going to fade, this would be a nice win, right? Good signature win here if we can get this one.
I would say last year started 3-0, came on the podcast, had a stellar performance on the podcast, and then things kind of
podcast curse.
It could be. I don't know.
I'm not inviting him this time, just to make sure.
Yeah, Robbie, you win. You're not invited next week. All right.
Well, you should invite him. You picked them to fall off. I'm not inviting him.
That's true.
I'm not inviting him.
You text him on the side. You're like, don't join us. Don't. Get out of here. Guru, great having you back.
Great to be back. Apologize for the absence, but we're ready. We're rolling.
We're back. Thank you all for watching, all 8 of you. We hope 8's our target number. I don't know how often we get 8, but 8 is our target number.
Like and subscribe. Send it to your friends.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you guys for watching, and good luck to all of you in Week 3.